Good morning, everybody. Just going to bring this up a smidge. Get everything set up for you as best I can. Okay. That needs to go that away a bit. And get this angled nicely for you so no one feels seasick. And this down a little bit. Hopefully the feed's going to behave itself a bit today. Good morning, or good evening, Bev. Move that way there for you. Good morning, Andreen. Good morning, Gail. Good morning, Sue. It's me in the background. Don't need two of me. One's bad enough. That'll be okay, I think. Good evening, Wendy. Hope everyone's okay. We've both got sort of funny coldy things, so please excuse us if we're
coughing and spluttering.
Not 100%. Good morning, Donna. Good morning, Jill. Hope I'll get everybody's comments come up as well.
I can't get the comments.
Thank you, Wendy.
I can get the screen and that's it. I can't get the comments.
You might have to find it from the bottom, I think.
Oh, why don't I just use my phone?
Oh, Andreen, I'm sorry. Hello, Australia.
Good day, Australia. Oh, stupid Australian
morning, Marion.
Accent. Oh.
Oh, they're the worst, aren't they? Summer colds.
Oh.
There is a lot of nasty bugs about at the moment, isn't there? Oh, Fiji. Nice.
I'll be with you in a minute, okay?
That's okay. He's getting there. Hi, Julie.
I'll behave myself now.
Yeah, you better. Ooh. Ooh. This sounds good. A big, exciting delivery.
Uh-oh.
Ooh.
Is that your new postman, Julie?
Oh, thank you. Good morning, Penny.
Oh, Wendy's
Hi, Leanne.
My late father always wanted to go to Fiji.
Good morning, Jane. Okay, so I think we are just about got everybody. Doesn't it, Joe? Oh, she's always teasing, isn't she, Penny?
Morning, Joe.
We're all going to be wondering now, aren't we?
Yeah.
All going to be wondering. Good morning, Vanessa. She is the chief dangler of carrots, Miss Julie.
Yeah. Right, troublemaker.
Okay, so I think if we make a start. Now, as far as I'm aware, I have put the term into the search engine. I've put it into Pinterest. And she just does own all the carrots, Joe. This is very true. As far as I know, no one's done these before. Good morning, Leslie. So Thrinches, chief dangler. These are Thrinches, so they are 3-inch circles, hence the Thrinches. So we've done Thrinches, which are 3-inch squares, and then Brian has come up with this idea of the 3-inch circle because it's slightly larger than an 80c coin, which I'm not sure how big that is.
2.5.
2.5, there you go. And basically I think it came about, was it from filling one of these little tubs?
Yeah.
Thank you, Julie. Good morning, Wendy. And they fit nicely inside. There's one on the top there. We'll have another look at that again later. He was kind of trying to think of a name to come up with them, and we came up with that. So hopefully this is the start of something new, which doesn't very often happen in crafting. And it's also, thank you, the start of a whole new year for Technique Tuesday, and I thought we'd concentrate on altered art for the first part as well. So this will be like the first instalment. If I just sort of give a brief description of what altered art is. So it's the transformation of ordinary everyday objects into decorative pieces. Hence the packaging becomes something completely different. It's decorative, it's useful again, and it hasn't been thrown away. It can be a way of recycling, which is, you know, something which is easily thrown away and it becomes something either ornamental or carries on useful. Hi, Lynn. Yes, I mean these will be good for your scrapbooking, your journaling, card toppers. They would be brilliant for as well, because we create a background first and then you can die cut into them. So yeah, I'm going to run through week by week different things that we can use, and what we're doing today, the basis for these are actually old cereal packets. So that is what we've used to make the bases. So it's all turning stuff which we normally chuck out. Oh, Joe. Your hoarding instincts, yes, yeah, it is a bit like that. I mean, when we had our big clear out last in the summer, honestly, you would not believe.
You should have seen it, Vanessa.
Good morning, Jenny. Okay, catch up whenever you like. Yes, fridge magnets too, that would be great. And of course, if you're clever enough, well, I am not in no way with fabric, but you could, I would imagine, easily create these with fabric as well. That would be great. It's like the older the patches we used to put on our denim jackets way back in the day. like big badges. Thank you, Donna. So yeah, the can be used for all sorts of things. You could use them for swaps and adding into cards for people, because I mean they're just a bit of card and paper, so yeah, just an added little extra. So I hope this, you know, takes off, would be great. So as I said, week by week we'll be trying something different. Clear out what's that, yeah. Honestly, Vanessa, it got to the point where we couldn't move across the craft room without tripping up over something. It had to be done, but it's a lot better. And in a couple of weeks I'll be doing my Workspace Wednesday, so you'll get to see our efforts. Then so yeah, I mean, next week I'm already prepping. We're going to do playing cards. So if you've got any old playing cards hanging around, dig those out and we'll be altering those. Other things we can be doing, as I said, like the packaging, frames, tools, even old clothes, utensils. You know, the list is endless really. Jewellery, books, postcards, all sorts of things. So we'll be looking at a lot of that. Definitely, Donna. Recycling and upcycling, far better than chucking out.
That's what she did with me, Donna.
Okay, so I'm going to pop these. We'll have another look at these later. And we shall get started. I'm going to make a slightly different version of that one today. Excuse me. I shall run through a quick list of what I have used. A lot of this I have got prepped because we've got paint and stuff to dry. I've used the circle dinky dies to actually cut out the decorative paper and the black frame. I used the Backgrounds 2 stencil. I've also used the Happy Birthday background stamp, the Blooming Bouquet stamp, Dotty About You stamp, Blooming Lovely stamp, and Hazel's Sentiment Medley 1 and 2 dies for the words. Inni just. You'll also need just an ordinary 3-inch circle die, which are in most sets of nesting dies. And then you can build your thrinkle onto the top of that. I've used obviously cereal box card to make the bases and keep the inside of the plane on the back so it looks nicer. For this I'm using the coffee cup recycled cartridgey mixed media paper that we've still got quite a lot of. Yeah. But I also noticed the last time we were in Hobbycraft, there's a company called Sea White of Brighton, and they produce something similar. It's cup cycling cartridge paper. It comes in A3 and A4. It's 140 GSM in packs of 50. So you can get that in Hobbycraft. There's probably other places as well that you can get that, i.e. the Big River place. And this is just brilliant because it has made, obviously with those recycled coffee cups, it's got a strength to it and malleability to it as well. As you know, I'm a big fan of this, and it will take anything and everything. We're using acrylic paints. You use whatever colours you like. White gesso. I'm using a small brayer. I'm using Versafine Clair in the Nocturne Black and whatever colour matches with what you're using. I shall be using Clear Sparkle embossing powder, but you could just go with clear. I'm also going to use some white embossing today as well, just as a change from the original one. white paint pen, watercolour pens, black fine liner, and all the usual bits and bobs. So if we get started, so this is an A5 piece that I've cut down from an A3, and I'm going to start with my darkest colour first. I'm using the Stamperia paints today because they're just the colours that I fancied using. This is acrylic paint. Doesn't matter whose brand you use. I'm just going to load this up into the brayer. I'm just going to lightly come over the top. And all we're doing is we're getting rid of that white space, starting to build up our own kind of pattern, if you like. I always love doing this. Add a little bit more if you want to. Let's pop a little bit more down. It'll come out. And a little tiny bit. Come on. That's it. I always love the effect that this gives. Always reminds me of faded old walls inside old houses that have had lots and lots of different layers of paint added to them over the years. Okay, so give this a wipe up. Please excuse the state of my brayer. I keep this one just for me backgrounds and things mostly, so that it adds to the texture. Gets a clean every now and then. And it is better probably to do this onto a glass mat because it cleans up easier, but I don't like the reflection that you get from that. And we're going to dry each layer in between so that we don't mix our colours up together too much and create puddles and muddy areas. With the patination we've created on here will stay and it won't get swamped by anything else too much or blend into anything too much. You'll get defined layers of colour that way. Acrylic doesn't take long to dry at all. Well loved, yes, it certainly is. The back and the front. Always try and hold whatever I'm drying up away from the mat or anything I'm working on, otherwise we just create condensation underneath. Okay. That all feels fine. We'll move on to our next colour. It's got this lovely burgundy one. Squeeze a bit of this down. Of course, you don't have to limit yourself to this size of paper. This is just easier to work on today. I'm just getting as much of that on the brayer as possible. Not adding too much pressure here. Oh, thank you. Good morning, Elizabeth. She is the queen of brayering. And we can just go over it. You get that lovely mix across the whole piece of paper. Give this a nice wipe. Don't clean it now, a whole lot will dry onto the mat. It's good. Glass mats are a lot better for working on. Straight for you, don't want to send anybody wonky. And we'll give this quick dry again, and only on the lowest heat setting because it's acrylic paint, and obviously from what it's made from, you don't want it to heat too much and crack and bubble, unless that's what you're looking for. And although you're sort of in charge of, deciding where you're going to be putting the brayer and your colours and everything, it is still quite a random technique. No two will ever come out the same. Okay.
I think me and Joel have got the same decent colours.
Yes. They are lovely, aren't they? I think I bought these with the Stamperia. It's the library, wasn't it?
Yes.
Love that set. Gorgeous colour. Cookie, this one's called. Okay. If anything, decision-wise, just go over where you think hasn't got thicker bits of paint. Okay, we'll leave that as it is. Let's give this a quick clean up. It's lovely, isn't it, Julie? You need to
Get them out, Julie. I mean the paint in the place.
just ignore that, shall we? Get the paints and brayers out. Obviously, if you're doing a larger piece of paper or card, you can use a bigger brayer. That's better. Okay. This layer of dry. It's just so organic doing it like this. It just kind of happens. Oh. Yep. Rescue those brayers and paints. You don't have paints, brayers. One of the sets of Thrinches I did is just using inks, which I will show afterwards. So there's always ways of getting colour down. You can see where the dimpling is on the paper, where it's most damp. And this paper will flatten out nicely as well once you've gone over it all.
Really, you and your mum and surprise that.
It'll be there somewhere.
Oh yes, you lost the Christmas stuff.
Oh yeah. That's the Christmas die returned. Paper and card is amazing. You can pretty much do yes, Wendy, you can use ink, no problem at all. And we'll die cutting it into it anyway, which of course will flatten it through the rollers when we get to it. Now weirdly, I'm now going to put a layer of white gesso over the top, but this really does blend it. Just want a tiny piece, maybe one out of this. There we go, it's probably too much. It always comes out too much. Gently come over the top. I'm going to get those nice, lovely areas of white on top of there as well. Take some of that off. I can really blend those in. It just seems to bring it all together, really. There we go. Another quick clean up. Ooh. Gel plates are brilliant. I haven't used mine for a long time. I really, really need to get back into to the jelly plates. Vanessa, yeah. Thank you. Definitely, Christine. Something so simple. Stupid map. It creates such interesting backgrounds. I mean, if you so wished, you could keep adding to that and you could frame it, I guess. That would work quite nicely in a frame, I think. Put those to one side. I think that could easily pass as a piece of abstract art. Let's get this to dry. Trying to distribute the heat quite evenly, not too close, more of a waft. Yeah, please try this, because for one thing I would love to see the different colour combos you come up with. Doesn't always happen, Vanessa, but seeing as we're live and I've got to keep the space clean. Thank you, Donna. You haven't seen the rest of the desk. Okay. And then when you cut into this as well, and you know, segregate specific areas, it comes alive as well once you've done that. Okay, I'm just going to get my other board out because we're going to do some stenciling, and this will make life easier. Put these over there for now. Yes, I try to stick to just 2-3 colours and the white gesso on top. I'm going to line that up with that just to make it easier. And we are going to use this lovely stencil. I'm going to go in with like the burlappy type. You can see that design on there, which I love. So, as long as I've got this on straight and I line that up with the lines on there, we know it's going to come out straight. Oh, I haven't. Before I do anything, let's just take these off. It wouldn't matter with something like this if you got the other patterns in there as well. I suppose it's not too bad, not really.
I love your wash it.
It's good enough. That way. Like that. Keep things straightish. Cover those down. Stenciling, it's important to try and keep things flat so it doesn't leak underneath. And I'm going to use this lovely yellowy one again. You could go with a 4th colour. Want something quite bright, and I always find yellows are quite good for adding over the top for something. It lightens it up. Don't worry about this being perfect. It's just about adding texture.
What's boring and what's perfect? Boring, no?
Bring it around. Come in this way. Just going to use those. Don't like to add too much paint down. You only need a little bit. Take a bit there. Bounce that off on the mat first. Move this around. And then up again. Should have just done behind, shouldn't I? It's a good point, Vanessa. We are since we've had our tidy, we are constantly not being able to find stuff. Like the paper dolls.
I say it like, Vanessa, a tidy desk is a sign of a sick mind. There you go. Quote of the day for me.
Brian's words of wisdom. Just going across the page, moving it. Portrait and landscape. Building this up as we go, adding to our background design.
What's the stencil you're using, my dear?
This is backgrounds 2, Christine. Quite a bit more paint off of there.
You are, Vanessa.
See, I use this stencil so much.
Yeah. You see one. You just need Julie to make bigger ones.
Big stencils. And we come in here. Finish off. A little bit more paint, annoyingly. You can always catch up on something, Christine, don't worry. It will be saved on here and then added onto YouTube. If you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel yet, highly recommend it. There's inspiration for everything and anything you can think of. Okay, leave that there. I shall get my handy assistant, my lovely assistant, to rescue the stencil before
See you later, people. Bye.
it
Love
dries. Always important when you're using paint. Clean your stencils and brushes straight away.
No one dare say
Thank you.
Fanta got rid of me.
See if we can get this off of here. That's it. There we go. That's all the painting part done. Oh dear, Donna. Yes, YouTube, I know. So you could either leave this to dry naturally or give it another blast before you start die cutting into it. I've already die cut mine. So let's have a look at these. I've gone for 3. So these were the ones I prepped the other day. Dry off a bit. And we'll be ready for adding our other details into it. So, we'll start off with some text for the background first. So I'm going to use the happy birthday background. Doesn't matter if you can read it or not, it's just the fact of having that something extra in the background. And all I'm going to do, I'm not going to put it on a block or anything. I'm going to use some, I think, some dark brown ink for this. I'm just going to, thank you, Vanessa. That's some ink in the middle there. Just decide where it's going to be, and then we're just going to come in, add in some text. It's literally just splodges. It's one of those where it's difficult to see until you look for it, but it has definitely added something to it. We can add a bit more. Just waiting for my feed to catch up so I know where my position is. So something else in the background to give your eye something to look at. Can go in with a bit more. It's quite an old ink pad, so. There we go. And because we are stamping onto acrylic, you could use, just nip up and get it. Oh, thank you, Jenny. You could use Stays On, which obviously is a solvent ink, and it will, as it says, stay on anything, whatever you surface you pop it onto, especially like non-porous surfaces. Or you can use your ordinary inks, permanent inks. Hi Yvonne. And then just set it with some heat embossing. This works just as well. This is all about building up background. Building up pattern. Doesn't really matter, but this was something I saw someone doing ages ago. It can feel a bit clumsy, but once you get into it, there we go. I'll do for those. Let's give this a wipe. I always clean my stamps when I'm using them, even if it's just water and a cloth. It's just a personal thing. Put that one safely away. To make some more storage. And it's all going to right up with it. I'm going to use, you could use just ordinary clear. I'm going to use some sparkly, just because I think it will look pretty. Isn't that lovely? Sparkly, sparkly. I will now be covered in glitter all day, mind you. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay. Oh, Donna. Hope you get on okay. Enjoy your catch up later. Something to look forward to after the dentist. Put the lid on straight away, otherwise it will be disaster. Again, I'm going to keep on the lowest heat. Yes, of course. So we're making, turn that off with that, we're making Thrinches, which is something I think new that we've come up with. So I hope these take off. 3-inch circles, and we are playing with altered art as well, and upcycling and recycling. So I'll go over these again at the end. Yeah, the full explanation is at the beginning, but I will cover everything again after we've finished. So I've used cereal packets to make the bases, and then making our own backgrounds. Coming in from the top again, it hasn't got to be precise. Yep. Cool. Again, keeping it away from the underneath and the mat. I'll bring one up again in a minute. Yes, that would look lovely, yeah. Any of your pastes you've got as well through the stencil would look beautiful. We shall gradually build up our materials and mediums as we go. I'm just using the lowest heat again because of obviously it's on to paint. The first ones I created, I suppose you could say they were a bit more grungy. I wanted to make these a bit lighter. It's exactly the same techniques. Give these a little brush over. Remove any of the loose glitter before we move on. And off of the mat, all onto me. Okay, so just wait and see where my hand is. Come on, feed, you can do it. There we go. Nice and sparkly. Okay, so the next one we're going to use is, I might go for a different pattern. What shall I go for? We have some stars. I think we'll have some stars. I'm using the Dotty About You stamp set. Did circles on the one before, and this time I'm going to heat with white. Just so that it's different. Yeah, she's gone to the dentist. That's okay, Leslie, no worries. So this time I'm going to put it on a little block. We're going to use black Versafine. Let's see which way up the stars are, that way. And I'm just going to add in some little details just here and there. Doesn't have to go on perfectly. use the black just so you can see where I'm going and what I'm doing. Bits and bobs. Don't have to put it on a block. You could do like we did just now. Just go in with some gaps, get that heat set up a little tidy. I don't put little paw prints over everything. These stamps are great for adding those little details into places. One back in. We'll come in with some white. I kept it black last time. I think this will just make it something different. No, they're all in Create. I can't remember when they brought them out. I was lucky enough to get them when I was on the DT. As far as I know, they still sell them. But yeah, I think some of the other companies are doing them now as well. But they're really nice because they give you a lot of versatility with where you're stamping. They're also quite good dexterity wise because you can flex them. Let's get rid of that before we carry on. I'll just bring it in. It's a bit difficult. So you can put your pressure in nice and easy. I know Tracy uses these. Put that down. You can add that in. They make a really, for what they are, you know, in different sizes. They did used to go right up to A4. This one. I'm pretty sure I've seen that other companies have brought them out now as well. Always worth a look. Just so. You can get mostly white. You can also get it in black and clear. It's a bit like an undercoat. It is brilliant if you're, say, covering something like MDF and you want to get a true colour on top. You pop some of that on first, or if you're, how can I put it? I think of what I wanted to say now. Oh, it's gone blank. Bring one in. There we go. So this is one of the old ones. A lot of companies sell these. It's well, yes, it says here it's a universal primer. I like to add it on top of things, not just underneath. I mean, it's great as a base for putting other things on top. This is the Pebeo one, which personally I love. It's 250 mils, and I haven't bought one for ages. But I think it was about £5. lasts for ages. Got it in gold. Ooh.
Oh my god.
Ooh.
Gold gesso.
Gel matte and gloss. It's brilliant. If you do a lot of collage work, the clear versions are really helpful. But I will look it up and try and find a proper description for you. Okay, so our next one. Creates a nice surface underneath, and also, as I was saying, it produces like a, you know, a blank canvas if you like, or you can get your true colours onto it. So again, going to add some stripes. This is from a Blooming Lovely stamp set. And we're just going to come in. We're going to do the whole thing. Just going to pop some bits in. Don't want it full on. Yes, I'm pretty sure it comes from, because it's a type of, I'm sure it's a type of plaster as well going back, but we'll have to look into that. So, just going to add in some few little lines as well, just to add some interest in. I will look up a proper definition for you for gesso, because me being the age I am, my brain just likes, it does, it goes on holiday. It doesn't take me with it. So I'm just going to come in, fill in some areas.
The age you are. So, am I ancient now?
Oh, somebody at the door. Right, this over again. Oh no, I didn't know it came in gold. It's a beautiful consistency, gesso. I'm not covering the whole stamp because we don't want completely uniform lines. Just impressions of them. You could do some coming in the other way as well. They don't have to all go in the same direction. With this damp, because the lines are so fine for the detail, I just like to come in with a old toothbrush, get in between and get that nice and clean. Toothbrush is nice and gentle on the stamps. There we go. I'll add some white to these as well, I think. Completely change the look of it.
I'd like to get the top of it in clear.
Yes. Clear would be useful. I guess it could be used as a, could it be like a sealant or something as well, maybe? Brilliant stuff.
I've got clear gifts all over here.
This way. This is the last of our having to heat things up.
And you can go into the gel mediums as well.
Oh. Let's dry these off quick. I love doing things like this, just playing and building things up, seeing what happens. our own surfaces, our own background papers. You can of course do this onto the top of already printed papers if you wanted to. You mesmerised. Yes, it is. It is very mindful, Vanessa. Just see what happens and what it looks like. Give these another little brush off. So that is the backgrounds done for the moment. We'll pop them to one side. Now for the focal point, I had already stamped using that now what is known as the cat stamp. 3 of these flowers. There are 3 flowers on here and leaves which are standalone, by which I mean you can cut around them fully. They're not covered up by anything else. So we've got the little one there, that one there, and the one at the top. So I stamped 3 of the little one. I've already coloured 2. Completely different colours to what we've gone from, so that they stand out. We've got one more to colour, which I shall show you. I know you've seen me doing this before, but it's always nice for people who haven't seen. So I've got my Staedtler watercolour pens. I've got the acrylic block again. Going to add the colour to this first. Water spray just to water that down a little bit, and my water brush. Give that a mix round. We're going to come in, going to go over the whole flower. Don't be too precious about it, doesn't matter. Yes, they're collage books. I think that's what, yeah. 13 Arts, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Brilliant for that. Okay. So we've got one little lot of colour down. Obviously, I would usually do this and do a whole load at one time, sort of wasting the nice ink. Come in again and add some darker. No spritz this time because we want it to be darker colour. The more you spritz, the lighter it will get. Just going to follow the lines up from the middle. And come in again, just go in all around the centre, building the darker colour up, just to get a bit of depth. Can add a little bit more in. There we go, that's the flower done, nice and quick and easy. Clean off. So I've just used 2 colours for each flower. Got a nice, like a mossy green colour for the leaves. Same thing again.
I so love them, I so love them. Because they are my goo.
Come in with a whole bit first. Don't worry if your colours start mixing in together, it really doesn't matter. This is a nice loose painterly effect. I'll do the same and add some deeper. It's going to come on in the inner leaves. Actually, I lied, we will need to heat this, won't we? And a bit of shadow under there. Not that it matters, it's all fantasy flowers, so it doesn't have to be real. Okay, let's give this a quick blast. It won't take long to dry at all. Put that away. That's the heat tools. It would be best ideally to leave them to dry naturally, but we'd all have to sit twiddling our thumbs for ages, especially this time of year. Excuse me. Fine. Just make sure it's dry when we cut it out. Otherwise it will tear. Okay, so next thing I did was just got a black fine liner. You could use white if you wanted to. Some white paint or gel pen, depending on your colours, or you'd used metallic heat embossing. Gold or silver would look really pretty. Black with the whole of the middle. And then I just added in some dotted detail onto the leaves, like Julie'd already done there on the flowers. That gives it a nice personal touch. I've done them slightly differently on each one. Okay. Bring this up. Hopefully you can see those. Adding dots is not doodling, really, is it?
Okay, it's doodly.
As doodly as I get. There we go. Don't mean you can personalise those, make them your own. We'll just cut this one out. It's very easy to cut out. This is nice and easy paper to cut into as well. Cutting on the line. We're not going to shape these in any way. We're going to keep the whole thing flat. But there's no rules really, is there? If you want to add dimension to yours. So if I come out of shot, I can't see what I'm doing. There we go. 3 different flowers. I've gone ahead and cut the same words out as well from Hazel's Sentiment Medley die sets 1 and 2, and then I already went ahead and assembled the cereal box circles, so we can get these all glued together now. That's fine lid, no worries. Put glue on here. It'll fit snugly into their little frames. You could go with white frames, of course. Let that take a minute. You've done a heck of a lot with that piece of paper. You can turn that over, firm that down. Okay. There we have one. Put these on first. And then decide where we're going to add our flowers. And of course the cereal box is a bit slippy slidey as well. I always think it's nice when you're using anything like cereal boxes or pizza boxes to have the back as the inside, if you like. Looks a bit nicer. Or you could cover with another plain bit of paper. So you'll have to go and raid your cupboards to see what you've got. Okay. I'll have them like so. Particularly matter, but I am a Virgo, so she would pop our flowers. You could have them coming onto the frame slightly as well. I think that's quite a nice place. So I don't get too covered in glue. And this is the glue I'm using. I decant it into the fine applicator. It is the original high-tack all-purpose, very sticky glue, and it literally will stick anything and everything. It grabs quite quickly, but still gives you a little bit of wiggle time. It is brilliant. Shall we put this one?
You've got shares in the company, haven't you?
Yeah, seems like it.
Yeah.
That one up there, I think. That's quite pretty. I've tried to go on for colours on the flowers that aren't in the background, just so they stand out a little bit. on the original ones I did splat with some white paint pen as well, but I kind of think with these we've got the sparkly and we've got the white, so I don't really think we want to add that, but you can. Could have black splattered, or any colour really. Okay, and then this one we'll have coming from here. Hold that down. Stick, 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 stick. Okay, and then we'll just add in our little words, or you could stamp some words, or just leave it. You don't have to have any text on them at all. It does seem to finish them quite nicely. Coming over the flower a little bit. So give that chance to add here. Let's go with that one next. Let's get some little dots of glue on. Try and position them slightly differently. Don't have to do sets of 3, you can do whatever, however many sets you like, but it's one of those things, isn't it, with crafting and the rule of odd numbers. I just thought, as they're Thrinches and we've got the theme of 3s anyway, it'd be quite nice. Put this one over that way. There we go. Actually, I'll put them on a bit of card and bring them up so you can see them better. Make sure they're stuck to all that glitter and shiny embossing. There we go. Get the lid back on my glue. Very important. Let's bring it up onto here. Just wait for my feed to catch up so I know you can see them okay. So something different to start our crafty year off. There we go. There we go.
Gorgeous.
So those were the ones we made today. These were the original ones with the black. Just talk through these ones quickly. So these ones, completely different look.
Let's do a swap, Joel.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you. Yes, definitely. Always look forward to your interpretations, Andreen. So this is literally a white heat embossed piece of card. Thank you. Then with Distress Oxide over the top, rubbed back to reveal the white, and then just added a bit deeper colour into the flowers. And similar construction, but that's just completely different style. You can do them how you like. And then I was saying about instead of using paints, you can use inks, which I did with these. So the background was created in the same way, but just with different areas, different coloured inks. The stenciling in the background with a bit darker colour, and then with black soot over that, and just ordinary black stamping. Nice sunflower on top as well. You can, I mean, literally do whatever you like with these. But that's just my interpretation for today. Okay, so I'll just run through what we're starting off doing. So we're looking at altered art, which is the transformation of ordinary everyday objects into decorative pieces. It can be a way of recycling something which is easily thrown away into something ornamental. Give it another lease of life, and I have now got my handy storage container, which started off life full of cheesy balls. Thank you everyone. So same thing, except I used an A4 piece of paper to create my background. The colours I literally chose because they match our craft room colours. Put one on the top there and something to cover up the bottom, and now I can put them all inside.
Show the bottom. Show the bottom. Look how you did the bottom. Show the bottom.
Yeah. Brian was proud of the way I did the bottom. I don't know why.
Show the bottom.
Let's try. You have to wait for it to catch up. There you go. Lots of different stamps and stencils on there and colours. We can now got somewhere to keep these, which is great because I shall be adding to them. And they can fit inside there. There we go. So they'll be kept all nice and neat and tidy. Okay, so there we go. So thank you very much for joining me this morning for some for something a little bit different. I'll see you again in a fortnight, and we shall be using playing cards, the ordinary standard size of playing cards. You could do it with jumbo ones, or even those little tiny mini ones that you used to get in crackers and things. So yes, yeah, eat all the crackers and then you can use the tubs. So yeah, this is the start of something new, and yeah, look forward to the next one. And playing cards, so dig them out and get ready to change them into something else. Thank you for all joining me. Take care, and I shall see you in 2 weeks. Bye.